got 0 or 3 on English, so that's great.
You got 3 in English?
Yeah, somehow.
Oh.
So, you're okay with that.
No, honestly, it's just
Wednesday, they may at 6 p.m. There's going to be also. There's going to be 2 band concerts on the 13th. Daddy, there are 2 concerts on this weekend. No, I don't want to jump off. It says the 13th. Hey, Ella.
Good evening, Beechwood Schools community. My distinct pleasure to welcome you to Beechwood High School Auditorium for the BNS Spring Band Concert. Since our winter concert, students have been busy studying both small and large group repertoire. We presented a chamber music festival in March, and tonight we're back in full ensemble mode this evening with 3 pieces for each group to share with you. Up first tonight is going to be our 6th grade band. Can you help me welcome our 6th grade band to the stage this evening? Tonight is called Impulse Power, and Impulse Power should bring to mind an element of science fiction and the engines used to power ships as they explore the galaxy. And I hope that that power and confidence portrayed in the music brings to mind a ship like the Enterprise as it explores new galaxies. We hope you enjoy Impulse Power. Noyo Wada's Impulse Power. Up next this evening, I want to challenge our sixth grade musicians with a programmatic work where students will describe something that is visual with sound. And the piece that I selected for this is clouds. And throughout the performance, we hope you can imagine three different types of clouds. We'll start with the delicate, wispy cirrus clouds up at the high altitude. And then we'll move into thunder clouds. And with the help of our percussion section, we're going to be simulating a thunderstorm today. By the way, you're going to notice we've got some high school helpers on stage with us, in particular a couple in our percussion section, going to help with all those different sounds we're making tonight. Big thanks to our high school students for being a part of our concert this evening and helping encourage our young musicians at the middle school. And then once we get done with the thunderstorm, we're going to be portraying the round and fluffy cumulus clouds last tonight. So we hope you enjoy Anne McGinty's Clouds. For spring concerts, I also like to program lighter repertoire in addition to traditional concert pieces. For this spring, the theme for both our 6th grade and our 7th and 8th grade is the genre of the blues. And for our 6th grade performers, the piece I selected is Cruisin' Bluesin'. And I selected this piece because it allowed for a discussion of swing style and the blues scale, both really important parts of the blues genre. Both of these elements help to give it that characteristic blues style. Following this piece, we're going to have a brief transition where we bring out our 7th and 8th grade band students for their portion of the program. Members of the 6th grade band will be heading back to the band room where they'll be supervised until the end of the concert. And I'll be inviting up the BBDTV, Beechwood Band and Drill Team Boosters President, Rebecca Kunzler, to say a few words about our awesome parent support organization during that time. We hope you enjoy our last selection for the 6th grade. This is Cruisin' Bluesin'. by Carol Britt Javers.
Good evening, middle school band families. My name is Rebecca Kensler, and as Mr. Luddington said, I'm the president of the Beechwood Band and Drill Team Boosters, the BBDTB. Hopefully we have some members out here in the audience, folks who've joined as part of our parent support organization. We do a bunch over the course of the year. Our big thing in the fall is doing a concession stand, and hopefully some folks have been able to come volunteer and hang out with the pretty active group of people who are getting busy in the concession stand and staying warmer than the folks who are out in the stand. So, pro tip. So we'll be actually this time, or a week from now, next Monday, we're going to have our annual award ceremony and banquet. So I'm sure you've gotten emails from Mr. Luddington talking about the banquet that's coming up and asking you to RSVP. We'll be supplying pizza and beverages. We're going to have family, middle school is bringing desserts, right? Yeah. So middle school families who are coming will bring a dessert to share. The high school families will bring some side dishes, and we'll have some fun giving some awards out to the kids, including some for middle schoolers. So it's not all about the high school kids. Another thing we've got coming up is we've got the students going to Cedar Point, and we help to support some of the cost of that, try to reduce some of the cost to parents and families so that the kids can go have fun at Cedar Point and do their performance in a couple of weeks. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the performance. It looks like the band is getting themselves organized. If you have questions about the upcoming banquet, let me know.
Thank you, Mr. Kunzler. While our percussionists are getting settled here. In the spring, 7th and 8th grade band students have 2 opportunities for adjudicated performances. Adjudicated performances present an opportunity for expert judges to provide feedback to our students, both for a rating and in terms of the overall their performance. The first example was the Solo Ensemble Festival that we hosted back in March. Our next adjudicated performance opportunity for 7th and 8th grade members will be our Music in the Parks event and then Cedar Point trip on May 18th. 38 members of the 7th and 8th grade band will be traveling to Sandusky to perform at Sandusky High School, where they're going to receive feedback and an overall rating and compete against other middle school bands of similar size to ours. Then we'll head to Cedar Point and have some fun riding rides for the rest of the day. These adjudicated performances provide lofty goals that we can aim for in our preparation and useful feedback that we can learn from as we prepare for future performances with the ensembles. Our first piece tonight is part of that adjudicated program. It's called Aztec Celebration. This piece features thick scoring in our percussion section where you'll hear different sounds this evening, many different sounds. For our wind and mouth players, this piece passes the melody and adds new layers as it returns. This creates interesting balance and blend challenges for our students and creates interesting textures for the listeners. Interestingly, this piece was premiered in Tiffin, Ohio in 2001. We hope you enjoy David Schaefer's Aztec Celebration. We're going to continue some Ohio connections here with our next piece. Composer James Swearingen is an Ohio composer, and he's actually one of the staff arrangers for the Ohio State University's marching band. Fanfare and Jubilee will be the second piece of our adjudicated program, and I selected it in particular to challenge our 7th and 8th grade students. This piece is going to feature shifts in style and articulation, tempo changes, key signature changes, accidentals, raising and lowering pitches, challenging rhythms, and melodies that are passed from section to section. We hope you enjoy Fanfare and Jubilee by James Swearingen. Want to take a moment to say some thank yous. Our concerts are definitely an event that has many helpers and many people who contribute to it, and I want to make sure that I take time to acknowledge that. If you could help me at the end, after I list off all of our folks here, if you could help me thank everybody all at once, I'd be very appreciative of it. Big thank you to our school board and to Superintendent Dr. Hardis, to our Beechwood Schools administrators with a special thanks to Dr. Sritai, to our amazing Beechwood School staff, to our chaperones and helpers here tonight, Ms. Brewer-Jones, Mrs. McKenzie, and Mrs. Banerjee, to our high school helpers who are here this evening, to Mr. Chalice's crew. I think Sasha's here tonight. Thank you for filming tonight. Much appreciated. To Mr. Calderon for running the house this evening. To the Beechwood Band and Drill Team boosters. Please RSVP and join us on May 13th for the awards banquet. And to everyone here out in the audience tonight, to our supporters of all of our students up here on the stage, and to our students for all of their work preparing for this evening. Thank you. Our final piece this evening will be the blues piece that I selected for our 7th and 8th grade students. Just like our 6th grade piece, Walkin' the Blues, provides opportunities for discussing the elements of the blues style, like the blues scale and using a swing feel for the 8th notes. Walkin' the Blues also gives us a chance to feature our lower voiced instruments, and in particular on a walking bass line tonight. And we're going to feature our percussion section. It's going to be playing kind of like they are a drum set this evening. We hope you enjoy Walkin' the Blues. Thank you for being a wonderful audience tonight. Following the performance, your students will meet you out here in the lobby. Please make sure that they have their instruments and folders and all of their supplies with them. And please send them back to school with those items tomorrow when they come back to BMS. Thank you again.
indicator?
Together.